If I have an area selected, such as this area, I can right-click in the marker bar, go to Markers and Regions, and I can insert a region. Give it a name and hit Enter. Now this region is defined. The region is different from the marker in that the region has both a beginning and an end. I've moved the beginning and end points out a little bit so you can see. You must have an area selected in order to insert a region because, as I said, a region has a start and end point, but you can also do so hitting R on the keyboard. Let's take a look at the track indicator here. It shows one way. That's because we haven't defined a second track. If we don't, the second will be at the very end of the project, right here. So if we click N at this point, now you see that track 1 is defined from this point to this point. And track 2 is now from this point through the end. If I type 15 on the top number keys as opposed to the numeric keypad, region 15 is highlighted. This also works as a way to navigate. For example, I can navigate to marker number 2 by pressing the 2 key. Also from the Insert menu, I can insert a command, which brings up the Command Properties dialog. You can see that I can insert a URL, for example, text, closed captioning, body text, headline, title, author, copyright. I can define a hotspot, a browsing area. There are no templates available. We have to create our own. We can create our template and save it, give it a name and save it by entering information here. For example, we can type in a URL and then save this as CNN template. Commands are used for streaming media, primarily Windows Media and Real Media, to trigger events while the media is being played back by the player, the Windows Media or Real player. In order to use scripts within Windows Media Player, for example, you must check Run Script Commands when present on the Security tab of the Options panel in Windows Media Player. Otherwise, your scripts will not execute. Vegas adds the appropriate metadata to the file when it renders the file to Windows Media format, for example, and enables Windows Media to interpret that metadata as Windows Media sees fit. In other words, if you're going to use this feature, you're going to have to do a bit of research on the Microsoft Developer site to find out exactly how to use the metadata commands. Markers, regions, and commands in Vegas.